This mukbang influencer is facing 7 years prison in Kuwait. Chat, what does she do? Did she eat someone? How can she hide when she's visible from orbit? Nah, Pixel, that is very naughty. Naughty.
Currently on the run from the Kuwaiti Attorney General for fraud and could be facing up to 7 years in prison.
Oh, I thought it was for murder because she ate someone.
Over in Kuwait. Her name is Chantel Serold, better known as Foodie Beauty, and to put it lightly, she runs quite the questionable channel in a fascinating part of the internet.
Now, under the desk is a...
When I hear overweight people taking a deep breath when they're sitting down, I automatically assume the worst. I automatically do. I just feel bad.
Really horrible. It's so bad. Don't look at...
Oh my god! What? What is this? Is this chocolate milk on the floor? Chocolate milk cartons?
My ugly feet. Look at...
Dude, Aspen would probably be like impressed. He'd be like, damn, dude. Pudge Mane? Oh no, we got the Dota meme, dude. A Pudge Mane in the flesh. That's Advil over here.
Hey guys, hey, how are you?
Is this for one person? This is like for 20 people. There's no way.
How are you?
You look like a witch.
I didn't say that. He did.
Yeah, I mean, it's giving Nick Avocado, but without the acting. But I had to dig through Reddit forums, conspiracy threads, and overall just the armpits of the internet to find and put together this story. And it's quite the trip, to put it lightly. Let's start with the breaking news, though. So Chantel, she's allegedly hiding from authorities in Kuwait. And this is after being accused of charity fraud. She recently launched something called Save the Cats. You know, sounds a little bit close to Save the Kids. History doesn't repeat, but it sure does rhyme. Because this apparently was a supposed animal rescue effort that...
Why would you... I will never understand people who... You could just scam people the boogie way, where you say that you are going to get help. Did she eat them? Chat, no, she didn't eat them. Why don't you just say, like, oh, well, I need it for, you know, I don't know, living, and then you, like, eat it all away instead of living. Like, at least you couldn't get, like, in trouble with the authorities for that, you know what I'm saying?
According to Kuwaiti officials, was a front to get donations under false pretenses. So this whole situation started when Foodie took a cat off of the street and started asking for donations from her audience to essentially fund the life of this cat. This, according to Kuwaiti officials, could be a way to obtain donations under false pretenses.
If we take her, will you guys help us? Like, for real? Start a GoFundMe? No, we could just do my PayPal if you guys want to send money to the... She's panting. Okay, let's bring her home. I know what, I'm going to put my PayPal after so we can directly get the money.
Oh, it's a little kitten. Aww.
So that we can buy stuff for her. Oh, anyway, if you guys want to help out, because the vet's going to be a bit costly. It's just an unexpected expense. I know, you know, we're going to do our best.
Here is...
Yeah, I would say that taking an animal in can be a, you know, a... What is it called? What's the polite way of saying it? You know, an unexpected expense. I'm not gonna argue with that, but like, why would you not do that, man?
Foodie's brief explanation of this.
So this whole experience has been so confusing and just exhausting with the kitten situation that I am so discouraged from ever sharing anything like this again.
Okay, so on the screenshot here, it says the only way these animals are saved from certain death is through a private network of compassionate individuals who battle the odds to serve or to save as many abandoned pets as they can. They have no government funding, so they either use their own savings or ask other individuals for donations. There are no SPCAs, animal welfare officers, animal rights laws, or anything like that in Kuwait. The compassionate who race around saving animals can only turn to each other for help, or to overseas-based rescue groups such as Kitty Love Kuwait that partner with them as a team to help these animals find safe and loving homes outside of Kuwait. Now, this is from a charity called Kitty Love Kuwait, who claims to have no association with Foodie, meaning Foodie just took a cat off the street and then vaguely said that she was associated to this organization and started raising funds because of this. At first, I thought she was actually associated to this organization, which is why I'm sitting here in the airport making an update here to just film the story, because apparently things were worse. She just took a cat off the street and vaguely claimed that she was associated to them to collect money under
I'm telling you, man, this is just such a low IQ take, bro. Like, why would you ever lie like that? Associating with an actual charity. Catnapping? There's nothing wrong with taking an animal off the street and asking people to be like, oh, you know, like, I need money for kitty food and, you know, for kitty toys or something. Like, there's nothing wrong with that inherently. It's a pure intention, but, like, lying about it?
their name. So to say this is
So
absolute bizarre
disgusting.
behavior is an understatement. Okay, so why is she doing this? Well, apparently she found a stray kitten over there and brought it to a vet, and naturally, that
Aw.
racked up quite the medical bill.
Yeah.
So she started, I
Which is
guess,
fair.
crowdfunding.
Yeah, like, you know, castrating or neutering a cat, like, you know, it's like fine. It costs a lot of money, like all the medicine too.
Medical bills for this stray kitten, but then was advised to return the stray kitten to the stray cat mother.
Now, I did not think that there would be a law in place to prevent us from taking the kitten, but we were later advised, and that's all I can say, that it would be in our best interest to return the cat to its mother, so we did that.
Okay, so I'm trying to figure out if there's more to this story because something doesn't quite add
doesn't
up. But
seem
either way,
right,
after
huh?
doing some more research, Kuwait apparently has a massive stray cat problem.
Oh my god, yeah. It's like Turkey. In Turkey, there's a lot of cats too.
We're being followed by an army of cats.
I mean, this is cute, but yeah, it can be indicative of a problem.
In Kuwait City, on the beautiful coast.
So essentially,
It can
what
be a
Chantel was saying
problem.
earlier is true, that they don't
It looks cute, but it's not great. It's not.
really have cat shelters in Kuwait, not at least to the same extent of what they have in the US and Canada. But also looking at the massive problem over there, there's nothing that she can really do in the grand scheme of things to help the stray cat problem. So, I mean, what she's essentially doing with the funds from her audience is pulling up with a teaspoon with the goal of digging a whole quarry. And I feel like she's actually not being that transparent about that either in her fundraising efforts. Like, I get her intentions might have been good with this, but a lot of people online are saying that she's committing fraud. And that might add up when you look at her past that we'll get into later on this video. But I guess a lot of people online calling you out for doing fraud, that's one thing. But when the Kuwaiti government is calling it fraud, that changes everything. What makes this even more absurd
The
is just a few years ago,
government!
she's already drawn attention for reportedly abandoning her cats when she moved to Kuwait. But she also announced that she has a cameo. And through this cameo,
If you abandon animals that you hold, you're a piece of shit. The very least you fucking can do is give them up to a shelter. I just can't stand people like that. I had an incident like that back in like 2019 where one of my neighbors at my old apartment, they abandoned their cat. And then I remember I called the SPCA or the local shelter, and they were like, yeah, this chick like adopted like a cat, and now you're telling me that they abandoned them. And I'm like, yeah, do you want me to bring them in? And they're like, yeah, we're gonna try and contact them. And then I found out following up later that someone adopted that cat, thankfully, and another cat that she befriended. And at the end of the day, she ignored their calls and everything, and I'm just sitting here like, so why didn't you just like not abandon the cat outside? By the way, the cat tore apart the door that led into the apartment, and I saw it and I thought that was weird, and then I started feeding the cat, and then I pulled him into the garage because it was quite cold and windy. Basically, she wasn't gonna die, by the way. I did that out of, you know, like concern, like, hey, I don't want them to like freeze to death because it was very, very windy and cold. It was like in November or like October. And I'm just sitting here like, why didn't you just take him to the shelter in the first place? Oh, but you can't do that legally. You get into trouble.
found out something quite fascinating.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Get a
Thank you,
cameo
the
from me today
five!
and don't delay. I can sing happy birthday or tell me what you want. I'm like Burger King. You can
I want you to take care of the cat that you adopted.
have it your way. Cameos make great gifts, and you can keep them forever and ever. Bye.
Honestly, I forgot that app existed, but this is all relevant because she recently denied doing a cameo because she was laying low and dealing with things, which I guess could be influencer code for the police might be involved. And yes, the Kuwaiti Attorney General, they're now seeking her. So things aren't looking too good for her right now. Here you see the cameo here being denied. Reason for denied. Sorry, but if I record this cameo for you, it would reveal my location, and I'm currently avoiding the authorities.
Uh-oh.
But if you
Why would you admit to that?
donate to the charity I created called Save the Cats, it would help me and my public image, and I would be very grateful. Please delete that pic I sent you of me wrestling an inflatable doll in a pool of gravy.
That's a good way to spend your money. Brother, what? I'm speechless. No one can delete that.
Okay.
Pull
Okay,
baby,
so
chat.
quick interjection from the future here. When my editor was looking at that screenshot we looked at earlier, he thinks there's a high probability that it's fake due to a bunch of inconsistencies with the structure of the text. Apparently, things are out of alignment, and he believes there's a lot of bad image manipulation errors. So we'll take the cameo comment with a pinch of salt, as it seems like it's not real. It's just pretty funny. But
That would be really funny if it was real. Spending your money and make her like dance around in a gravy like pool.
according to the Instagram account Pause Kuwait, the Attorney General is definitely after her. And obviously, the document is in Arabic, so I used AI to translate it. So
Ooh. No, I can't read it. I'm kidding. I can't read Arabic.
according to ChatGPT, the document appears to be a formal complaint or legal notice directed at an official in the Ministry of Social Affairs and Labor in Kuwait. It specifically mentions unauthorized fundraising and names the YouTube channel Foodie
You don't fuck with the Middle Eastern police, bro.
Beauty in connection with the matter. Key details mentioned is complaint represented by lawyer Samara Ali Ahmad al-Sakir and defendant or accused Chantel, no nationality specified clearly visible. Complaint focuses on activities related to animal welfare and rescue, specifically referencing the incident dated 2025-5/30. I guess that's how they shuffle their dates over there, but regarding pause protecting animal welfare, society in Kuwait. It states the accused used social media, specifically the YouTube account named Foodie Beauty, to solicit unauthorized donations, and it alleges that the raised funds may have not been properly accounted for. And the accused is alleged to have misrepresented their actions, causing harm to the complaint and animal welfare organizations. And to make things worse for her, Kuwait apparently imposed a ban on all donations by individuals and entities. So either way, her
So you can't be a streamer from Kuwait.
doing all of this in Kuwait was apparently a terrible idea. Why Kuwait though? That's where things get weirder. Fair warning, everything about this can be described as quite odd. Chantel, she rose to, I guess, minor YouTube fame through mukbangs, eating huge amount of cameras, eating
That was a Freudian slip.
everything about this can be described as quite odd. Chantel, she rose to, I guess, minor YouTube fame through mukbangs, eating huge amount of cameras, eating huge amounts of food on camera, and
Misa need to eat camera.
kind of chaotic live streaming. What started as a weight loss vlog became unfiltered rants, public meltdowns, and a dating life broadcasted in real time.
She had had a lot of
What
hookups
dating
during this
life?
time, the details of which she has frequently shared in her mukbang videos. Out of these, the most infamous story is the one in which she picked up a fingerless man from a bar. She also once flashed a guy who was much, much older than her for only a Klondike bar.
You gotta be trolling, come on.
Once you start digging
Shut
into her
up.
channel and watching all of her mukbang videos, so her top was while she was
I'm sorry, I had to skip that. I'm sorry, that actually looked like poo. I know it was chocolate, but holy shit.
out in public.
I'm sorry, my autism can't handle that shit. I'm sorry, that actually looked like poo.
So she decided to pick up a homeless guy from the
It wasn't
streets
poo,
and
Chad, it
proceeded
was
to have
Nutella or
with
some
him in a
shit.
public area by a lake.
We did it. on the rock near the harbor. Like not the harbor, but you know, there's like a boat dock thing.
Right. You see, this is why I described her earlier as a questionable channel and a fascinating part of the internet, because
I can't believe you included that, man. You should have given me like a trigger warning or something, man.
putting it lightly, her decision making is quite questionable. I feel like a lot of Nikocado viewers ended up here for some reason. That reason is honestly kind of obvious, though. I mean, it seems like that type of audience, they love people eating absurd amounts of food and doing extremely questionable things. If you want to hear someone talk about being addicted to men while eating a dumpster truck amount of food, this is the channel for you, or was the channel for you, because now she's in hiding. So who knows when you'll get this content back. Now, about that move to Kuwait. 2 years ago, Chantal, she vanished from Canada and resurfaced in Kuwait, saying that she married a man named Salah.
Chantal is announcing that she will now try to be more reserved and dress more conservatively since she's seeing a Muslim man now. She basically shook the entire...
Help me! Help me, please! Oh! Help!
YouTube when she posted a video titled, "My First Hijab." She started the video by saying salam to the viewers, and then she went on about how
Salam
she's
alaikum.
now a more humble
Salaikum
person.
salam. Salami. I apologize.
Talk about a fucking 180. But Reddit sleuths,
It's fake! She does not believe in Allah!
they suspect this wasn't just for love. It may have actually been an escape plan. She had mounting debt, angry ex-fans, and a long history of just insane behavior online. So she did what a lot of YouTubers and live streamers do when their back is against the wall. They move out of the country and just completely rebrand. Kuwait, where I guess she rebranded as a modest wife and a hijab, offered a clean slate, or so she thought. Then came...
She could have just had it all. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he's in the long haul and thinking that she'll change. Joke's on him, and she's not gonna change. She's gonna keep eating poo-poo ass food.
the Save the Cats campaign. Here she started posting about rescuing strays, sharing donation links, and positioning herself as a feline Mother Teresa. But when authorities began looking into the money and where it was actually going, she...
Kuwait is a very small country, chat. I can't imagine they have, like, a lot of things to do. That's where you fucked up. Like, if you're gonna do something like scamming and shit, you gotta live in a relatively large country.
silent. And by silent, I mean she started making these weird videos where if you don't donate to Save the Cats, they will all die.
What are you, fucking PETA?
The woman's internet history
What?
is quite
Are
the
you
dumpster
guaranteeing
fire.
that?
It would take me ages to go through all of it. It would kind of be like
What?
trying to explain Trisha Paytas's internet history in a short video. Except Trisha Paytas is overall liked now on the internet, while Foodie Beauty, she seems to be pretty much disliked across the board. This is not a normal YouTuber, clearly. This is a woman who did what most would never even think of doing, then documented it all for the world to hear about her and see, unfortunately. And doing the research on this video, for me at least, was kind of like being spoon-fed information I didn't even want to hear. And let's not forget her pets, because we mentioned she had pets in Canada before. Apparently, Chantal, she left behind 2 cats, one of which was named BBJ, and BBJ was apparently in extremely poor health. People online begged her to rehome them responsibly, but she didn't. Instead, another creator by the name of French Fried Girl, yep, that's her name, she adopted the cat BBJ, exposed her neglect, and revealed that the
my
cat's claws were growing
God!
into the paws. Chantal responded by threatening to sue her. You really cannot even make this up. And again, I also, unfortunately,
gonna
we're just
win?
scratching the surface.
She thinks she's gonna win?
I feel like I keep getting whiplash from this story because it's going all over the place. And now the Kuwaiti authorities are investigating her fraud. The Save the Cats campaign made up being the thing that finally ends her online reign.
This was all captured on live stream, and she was asking people on there for donations to take the cat to the vet. Well, according to an organization named Paul's Kuwait, this is absolutely illegal, and she swiped the cat from its nursing mother. They revealed in an official statement that they were filing complaints about her with the government. They said they are also collecting evidence against her husband Salah, where it turns out that he was collecting money in the name of animals as well, and they said once they collect all the evidence, they'll be reporting it to the authorities.
So in short, it now maybe seems like she stole a kitten off the street to e-bag money for? And this
I just don't understand how you could fake being like a good person. It's so easy to be a good person. Maybe you give money to like a homeless person, you go to a shelter, you go help some animals. Like it's so easy. Genuinely, it doesn't take like a massive amount of effort. Yeah, go volunteer at a shelter. Go scoop some poop or something. I don't know. Go read to some old people at a home. It's just like, how can you be bad at faking being a good person?
might not just have some small consequences. Fraud involving donation misappropriation in Kuwait, it can result up to 3 to 7 years in prison. And if it's proven that she organized this with intent to take advantage of the public trust, that can extend to over 10 years or more. Then there's also fines that go with violating charity law, especially if the charity wasn't registered or approved by the Ministry of Social Affairs. Which, I mean, looking at her character and how she's acted, I doubt that was the case. She also can have these funds seized, and of course, she can also be deported. In fact, Kuwait has an automatic deportation rule for non-citizens who break.
They need to find a barge big enough.
The law.
I'm sorry, that's a little bit of this is a really dry joke.
At the very least, maybe this will keep her off the internet for good, but honestly, I doubt it. I feel like with a lot of people we cover, when you think they're gonna leave the internet forever, they end up just respawning 2 weeks later. It was only a few years ago where her account was apparently banned because she was trying to promote her OF, but then she was able to get it.
Wait. No, dial it back. Excuse me, what?
When you think they're gonna leave the internet forever, they end up just respawning 2 weeks later. It was only a few years ago where her account was apparently banned because she was trying to promote her OF, but then
there's a market for everything, chat. Don't start. No. Don't be like, ew, what, chat? There are a lot of people that pay money for that shit. Okay? Don't be innocent. Don't start. Yeah, even the Kakado Avocado had a fucking OnlyFans. Come on. There's a fetish for everything, yeah.
She was able to get it back somehow, and then 5 months ago in December, she posted that she was taking a break from YouTube.
I just wanted to come on here and let you know that I have decided to take a break from the YouTube streets. So, from social media. So that means that
She's out of breath talking while sitting down. I feel like if I was that fat, I feel like I'd probably be like, damn, maybe I have a problem.
not be posting anywhere.
But
the face of hunger?
6 days later,
she's starving,
she posted
sure.
again. So who knows? She might actually be off the YouTuber streets this time. If convicted of charity fraud in Kuwait, though, she could be facing fines, prison time, and then deportation. So yeah, she hasn't posted her exact location. I don't know why she's fleeing from the police and hiding at the same time. I mean, I feel like that would just add to the sentence. But clearly, she has a past of doing questionable decision making. So are we really surprised? No, I am not. But it seems like things are really falling apart for her this time, especially with the Kuwaiti Attorney General knocking at the door. This isn't really just internet drama anymore for her. It's now a real-life legal situation with fraud charges, criminal investigations, and possibly prison time. So I guess this is just another episode of Influencer Finds Out Actions Have Consequences. This time abroad. If you're new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel on YouTube. Thanks, you'll enjoy this video right here. So I would definitely recommend checking it out because it's a pretty good video. But hey, I mean, other than that, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Genuinely, I don't know what to say in regards to being so big and then trying to scam people for money and then eating away all that money in Kuwait of all places. Again, what's the population of Kuwait? 4.8 million. Yeah, that's not a lot of people for a fucking country that small.